everyone? Welcome to the True Facts with Zach and Jack podcast.
You did it wrong, man. I'm Zach and he's Jack.
That is true.
Sorry, guys.
Today, we've got a real sponsor.
An actual sponsor. The reason that we are sitting here with these delicious taters is because of Darnell's Barbecue.
Daryl's Smokehouse.
Darnell's Smokehouse.
Went through an ownership change and new owner.
And they were gracious enough to bring us an actual potato with actual food.
Oh my god.
It's like maybe 3 or 4 pounds of food.
It's heavy.
It's heavy.
It's like $10.
Yeah, it's a pretty good price for 4 pounds of food. This is our special guest. Her name's John.
Hello, John. How are you?
How are you, John?
Oh, hi guys.
Speak louder.
Talk a little louder for the
Hi
audience.
guys.
That's good. That's good. Do you have anything special to say? Any words of wisdom? Something like that?
I got salt.
She has salt.
She has salt everywhere.
We actually have written
product
a...
placement. Product placement.
Better. Good. We actually wrote a script for today. It involves, what is it? It's conspiracy theories?
Conspiracy theories.
And whether or not they are true or not.
This potato's really good.
You want to just... Actually, you know what? We'll be right back. We're going to eat our potatoes. That was our theme song for True Facts with Zach and Jack. Zach and Jack. We just ate some of the best dadgum potatoes you'll ever have in your entire life. From Darnell's Barbecue. This has got our script on it. So
Yeah.
we have that.
I realized that as I was going to do that.
We just ate some pretty dang good
so
potatoes,
good. Oh my
man.
God.
There's so much food. We just showed it to you, like how heavy they were.
They were... I feel like 15 pounds heavier.
I feel like going and taking a nap just because of the
Not-
amount of food that we just ate.
Oh, nap does sound
And that sounds nice. That is Daryl's Smokehouse in downtown Center, Texas.
right by the mega church.
Right by the big mega church. There's 2 or 3 of them in Center because we live in a big town. All right. We have a few segments for today. Number 1 is school news.
School news.
Which, I mean, if the 4 million people that are watching not from Center, obviously, they're not going to really give a crud about what we're saying. But something important, we just won our first playoff game in 5 years in football the other day.
We did. It was very exciting.
It was a thriller.
Very good game.
1 point. Yeah.
Shout out to Luis Gonzalez.
Luis Gonzalez, the kicker, who iced the game-winning field goal with 2 seconds left in the game. Great game, like Hollywood.
He has kicked 2 field goals in his career, high school career.
From 32 yards.
Both game winners.
Yeah. That just doesn't really add up to me.
Yeah, but, I mean...
He's made them both. He's made them both, and we won both games. Woo!
Anyways.
This is a pretty big week for Center High School as well. We have the marching contest
Wednesday
at 3:45.
3:45
in
Carthage, Texas.
Carthage, Texas. It's going to be really fun. Come out and support if you can, but it's in the middle of a school day.
It's not very... yeah.
Also, I think this is something that doesn't really apply to any of us. FFA is having their area competition Thursday in, Henderson, I think.
Cows.
Cows. They're the future farmers of America. Woo. Also, this Friday, we're going to play our second round playoff game for the first time in 5 years. Against Sealy,
I think, in Waco, Texas.
Waco.
It's
going to
be
be
3.5 hours away.
And 4 by bus.
Yeah.
It's going to be
We're taking charter buses, though.
Hey, good for us. Charter
Let's
buses may not be the best move.
Yeah, I don't like sleep. I'm a large man.
Large.
It's not easy to sleep on charter buses. It's not easy to sleep on normal buses, but it's definitely
easier.
Not easy.
You can just kind of chuck your feet across the aisle, stuff like that. I think that's all the major school news that we have this week. Bonfire Thursday. Yeah, there's a pep rally. We're gonna have fire with a lot of children. It may not work out very well.
Yeah.
On to our first original segment is conspiracy theories with Madison. Say hello, Madison.
Hi.
That's Madison. She's here to debunk the existence of the moon landing in 1967. 60s.
That's her big deal in my mind.
Oh yeah. When was the moon landing, Madison?
1969.
Nice. Tell us about it. What's up for grabs? What happened? What didn't happen? What do we think happened? Tell us about it, Madison.
We went to the moon.
Did we?
Yes, we did.
Oh.
Do you believe that it's not real?
I don't. Me and Zackary and Jack and I have been researching the moon landing to see whether or not it's like actually real, and there are a few key differences.
I don't think it is.
We don't think it is. What it was the boot prints? Is that what it
Boot
was?
prints, they're not right.
They're not.
They're like, there's a picture and you can see a rock and it has a C on it.
What?
It has a C on it. The rock.
Do you think The Rock is copyrighted?
No, it's a movie prop.
Oh.
That's what I bet you it was.
Oh, it's a movie prop. That means they just took a picture of what they thought the moon looked like. Yo. And also, I think in the picture, the flag was waving.
Yeah, there's not an atmosphere on the moon. Well, there probably is, but it's like really thin.
Not good enough to have wind.
Yeah,
Duh.
and there were no stars in the pictures.
Mm-hmm. And there are stars in space.
There are stars in
So
space.
we have come to the conclusion that
Didn't happen.
didn't happen. Madison, do you think you can agree with us?
Well, with the stars thing, if you think back then, the
Stars
camera quality wasn't
Stars
that
didn't
good.
exist.
Stars just didn't exist.
They didn't exist.
The camera quality wasn't good back then. It's like trying to take a video on like a very old flip phone,
Yeah.
and it's gonna be all glitchy.
It was
So,
good enough to pick up the C on the rock, though.
It was good enough to pick up the C on the log.
They might have brought it there to mark their territory.
Hey.
Hollywood owns the moon.
Actually, if the moon landing actually did happen, there's this theory that the flag that we planted no longer has color.
Yeah, it would be bleached
It would be bleached.
by the radiation of the sun.
Speaking of radiation, there's a theories, this is all theories, that the people that were on the moon would have died on contact because of the radiation.
Yeah, there's like
Mountain.
radiation belts. Forgot the names.
Like Charles, I think.
Darwin.
Yeah.
Steven.
Evolution. I don't know.
The Charles and Stephen radiation belts, that's what they're called. But yeah,
Would've
if
cooked
they,
them,
yeah,
like some popcorn.
they would have died,
They had spacesuits though.
Yeah, not radiation suits.
Well, they could have been
Two different things.
like layered.
Okay, how about this? We figure out, we get those spacesuits, put it in a microwave for 2 minutes. And if it blows up, then they would have died.
Put an egg in
Yeah.
the spacesuits.
Yeah. And if the
If that egg is cooked, or a popcorn kernel, that'd be
popcorn
better.
kernel, that's actually more,
Scientific.
Yeah.
Are we comparing like the human body to a popcorn kernel?
Yes.
We can withstand more than a popcorn kernel.
Yeah, but
That's probably
water.
true.
Anyways,
Water.
popcorn kernel, spacesuit, microwave, not real. Moon landing didn't happen.
Yes. We have come to the conclusion, the verified, scientifically proven conclusion first on True Facts with Zach and Jack. And Madison, apparently. Are there any other conspiracy theories that you think may or may not be true? Madison.
Yeah.
School
Okay.
appropriate ones, please.
School appropriate one.
You really think I'm like that?
Oh, actually, I know this may not be the most school appropriate, but the assassinations of John F. Kennedy and Abraham Lincoln, we could spend a lot of time talking about the similarities between
They
those
knew
two.
too much about the deep state.
What? You're gonna have to die now. You understand?
Just a bullet flies through.
The entire studio explodes, and somehow we're watching it.
Yeah,
It gets uploaded somehow.
Yeah.
They found the SD
The
card.
deep state just
the deep state.
is uploading it to make sure that everybody's confused. Thank you, Madison, for
Thank
our
you, Madison.
conspiracy segment. If you want to, you can go help us with the camera and make sure it doesn't blow up.
I'll
Due
make
to
sure
the
no
deep
bullets
state.
come
Due
out
to
of
the
it.
deep state, yes.
I'll make sure no bullets come out
See,
of it.
everybody needs a Madison in their life.
I wouldn't suggest.
Not
Me?
her
A
specifically.
Madison.
A Madison, someone like you. All right, we have a few more segments, and by few I mean a lot.
We have a lot.
Next, tanks, the hardest game
To
to
pigeon.
pigeon. Nice. All right. Obviously, everybody knows what game pigeon is.
Everybody, except for your dad.
Except for
maybe.
my father, who's going to be watching this in a few days. Game Pigeon is like this game app where you can just like send messages back and forth in the form of a game, right? And we are saying that tanks is the hardest game to play.
And
out
it's
of
the
all.
worst.
And it is the worst. It's not that much fun. And Zach, tell us about like the premise of tanks.
Tanks there is 2 tanks, 1, 2, and there's like a terrain that's
Right.
variable.
There's usually like a castle that you have to shoot the tank.
Yeah,
over.
and there's wind. It's another variable, and it's you adjust the power and
angle,
the
right?
and the angle.
Yeah. And you have to like shoot the other tank.
Yeah.
And there's too much mind involved in it. I don't like it.
And not even that is that the wind changes every round.
Yeah.
So if you shoot and miss, You can't just adjust it to what it was earlier because the wind will change.
You have to adjust what you think the adjustment would have been.
And you'll miss. And you have to hit each other 3 times.
Yeah, so the game's just going to go on forever.
It goes on for much too long.
Yeah, I agree. I think we have come to the same conclusion here. Next, I got a new car.
He did get a new car.
This week, I got an actual, minivan. Thank you. I got a Dodge minivan, alright?
Dodge Durango.
Yeah, not a Durango.
No.
There's a difference. There's the Durango, which is like a sports utility vehicle. It's an SUV. And then there's the minivan.
Minivan.
It's got 6 wheels. There's one in the middle for controlling, just in case. It's got a ramp. It's like a vehicle accessible ramp.
No, those are I think those are by request.
Oh, well, I requested it.
Oh.
I did, just because, I want a ramp.
You need a lot of space in your car when
Madison,
you're
is it
taking
hard?
all these
Is it hard to
kids.
visualize the 6 wheels?
Yeah, because you said that there's
2
one in the
them.
middle.
Yeah, there's 2 of them.
It's like a
There's
dually.
2 in the middle,
Yeah,
so
there's
like the little airplane wheels.
Yeah, so imagine a mouse for your computer. You know that little sensor. That's what those 2 wheels are.
Okay.
Right. For stability and stuff like that. I think in regards to our last conversation about cars, this one is an inline 4. It's a minivan with a 4-cylinder engine in it.
That puppy can move.
It can move. It can
Them kids
haul.
to soccer practice.
And
About
back.
5 miles per hour.
Next segment that we have is the importance of belts.
Belts.
Now, not just belts to hang to put your clothes, with your clothes, like engine belts, right? Like assembly lines, they use belts for that.
Everything uses belts.
Everything somehow uses a belt. Like the little strap that this camera is attached to is technically classified as a belt. So think about it this way.
Necklaces, belts.
They're just neck
belts.
belts. Exactly.
Neck belts.
And socks, they're foot belts.
Foot belts.
They're foot belts. So think about it this way. The world runs on belts. Assembly lines.
There's a belt around Saturn. I just want to look stupid. Is it Saturn?
I think it's Saturn.
Okay.
The planet with the rings, that's just a planetary belt. Right? There's an asteroid belt in between the smaller planets
Belts.
and the bigger planets. Alright, I kind of did, not gonna lie.
Uranus has a vertical belt.
Uranus.
Uranus.
No, yours.
Uranus does have a vertical belt around it. Belts are just everywhere.
They're everywhere.
And I think that's the unsung hero. What? He got really
The
excited.
golden ratio. Have you ever looked into the golden ratio?
Kind of. Tell us
We
about
should
it.
talk about it next week.
Okay.
It's going to take some research, but the golden ratio pops up everywhere.
Ooh.
It's very cool.
Ooh, so we're going to talk about underlying themes in the existence of the universe in the next episode of True Facts with Zach and
Big
Jack.
episode.
Big episode coming
Big
to you
tune.
next week. Next, we are supposed to recognize our sponsor, but we can't do that anymore because their sponsor is in our bellies.
They are gone. It's
So good.
so good.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, Lord. Daryl's Smokehouse, great potatoes, great meat.
Oh my gosh, right.
I work up there. I can.
Legally. He's he makes less than minimum wage.
No, I don't.
I'm kidding. Daryl's lawyers were kidding, by the way.
We're kidding. I work up there. I can personally vouch that the food is really good. The staff very friendly. We got Rebecca, which is my boss, Mallory, Kedrick, Brittany still works up there occasionally. I never see her. Miss Judy and Hayden, my friend. He's actually leaving the 19th to the Navy.
Well, that means that there's one less very hard worker at Darnell's barbecue.
Daryl's Smokehouse.
God, I keep getting that wrong. Next
He works during
segment
the day.
is, obviously we have Madison in the background behind the camera right now. And our next segment is how much we miss Channing.
Channing. Oh my.
What a legend. Yeah, I mean, you're not Channing. We understand that. We're not asking you to be, but be like Channing.
Much.
Is this what it's because?
You're much shorter and
Much
much lighter in color.
Much less athletic as well.
And he looks pretty good.
Yeah, honestly,
Channing.
we miss Channing. Channing's our editor guy, and he's the one that makes this show run. So everybody who's listening, just give Channing a round of applause. Madison, give Channing a round of applause.
Sorry.
Out of respect. Gosh. Last segment. I think we've already somewhat talked about this, but the game against Sealy and Waco. It's gonna be a 4-hour drive.
Can't wait. Just kidding.
It would be a great ride home if we won, but a more awkward ride home if we lost.
If we lost, yeah, it's
Yeah.
gonna. Well, we're probably just gonna sleep anyway.
Yeah.
Like our bus last week. God, oh my God, it's normal school bus,
Normal.
obviously.
And it's probably shaky.
It was a 2.5 hour ride, wasn't it?
Somewhat, something like that.
Yeah.
Closer to 3.
I sit in the back with the cool kids, obviously.
Zackary. Zackary.
Jacker.
Is one of the cool kids.
He has a speech impediment. I'm sorry. There was a red light for no reason in the back of the bus.
It's the camera.
There were no cameras. It was just a red light, like the same color as your shirt.
Speaking of this shirt, Toto for
Africa.
Africa. You know the song Africa? I bless the rains down in Africa. Great song.
Copyright.
Great album and great harmonies that me and Jack just made.
Good job.
Thanks, man. Next week we will talk about the golden ratio. I'm not entirely sure what that is, but I know
It's
that
something.
it is the reason that the universe exists. We'll have a conversation about existentialism, and hopefully we'll have Channing back.
Hopefully.